Information is emerging that the legendary offensive line coach is departing Philadelphia. This isn't a standard exit, it's a move driven by internal friction within the organization. This confirmed departure threatens the franchise's identity. Subscribe now and like this video as we break down the report. Stay tuned for the full analysis.
I am reporting on a significant development coming out of Philadelphia that has sent shockwaves through the NovaCare complex and the entire NFL landscape. Sources are indicating that the departure of legendary offensive line coach and run game coordinator Jeff Stoutland is not merely a standard changing of the guard or a simple retirement decision. The emerging details surrounding this exit suggest that this move is being driven by internal friction and deeper organizational issues that have raised serious red flags regarding the current state of the franchise. For over a decade, Stoutland has been the one constant pillar of stability for the Eagles, originally arriving in 2013 under Chip Kelly and surviving multiple head coaching changes, from Doug Peterson to Nick Sirianni. In the NFL, position coaches rarely survive 3 different regimes unless they are invaluable, and that is exactly what Stoutland was. He was the architect of what is widely considered the best offensive line culture in professional football, often referred to as Stoutland University. However, the information we are receiving now points to a disconnect between Stoutland's philosophy and the current direction of the team's internal management. This goes beyond wins and losses. We are talking about fundamental disagreements on standards, preparation, or perhaps personnel management that made continuing in his role untenable for a coach of his pedigree. When you look at the resume, he developed Jason Kelce into a Hall of Famer, turned Jordan Mailata from a rugby player into a premier left tackle, and maintained Lane Johnson's dominance. For a coach with that level of equity in the building to walk away or be pushed away under these circumstances indicates that the friction behind the scenes was substantial. This isn't about chasing a ring elsewhere. Stoutland already has a Super Bowl ring with Philadelphia. This is about the process. If the process within the building is flawed enough to alienate the most respected assistant coach in the league, it forces us to reevaluate the stability of the entire coaching staff and the front office's relationship with its key lieutenants as we head deeper into the offseason.
When we analyze the implications of Jeff Stoutland's exit, we have to look directly at the on-field product and the salary cap investments the Eagles have made. The Philadelphia Eagles are built from the inside out. General Manager Howie Roseman has invested more draft capital and contract money into the offensive line than almost any other team in the league, operating under the assumption that Stoutland would be there to maximize those assets. With his departure, the development trajectory of players like Cam Jurgens, who was tasked with the impossible job of replacing Jason Kelce, becomes significantly more volatile. Furthermore, the entire offensive identity of this team, including the effectiveness of Jalen Hurts and the newly acquired Saquon Barkley, is predicated on the complex run-blocking schemes that Stoutland designed. The famous tush-push, or brotherly shove, was a product of his attention to detail. Without him, the margin for error on those short yardage plays disappears. We also have to consider the locker room culture. Stoutland was not just a tactician, he was a culture setter who demanded accountability. My verdict on this move is that it represents a critical failure in organizational retention and a massive downgrade for the Eagles' immediate future. Losing a coordinator is tough, but losing a position coach who effectively ran the team's identity is catastrophic. If this departure is indeed stemmed from internal dysfunction, as reported, it places immense pressure on Nick Sirianni to prove he can maintain the standard without his most valuable asset. This is a situation that could easily spiral if the offensive line regresses early in the season. The front office now faces the daunting task of finding a replacement for an irreplaceable figure, and the players are losing their most trusted mentor. I want to hear from you right now. Do you believe the Eagles can maintain their dominance in the trenches without Jeff Stoutland, or is this the first domino to fall in a larger regression? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for immediate updates as we continue to track the fallout from this major coaching change.